heels are touching and the toes are separate. Just place one hand on top of the other and feel the weight. Feel the weight evenly on the feet. Stack the body, shoulders over the hips, hips over the shoulders, hips over the ankles. Just follow the breath in and out. And release the hands. Hold one hand behind the back like this. And then we're just going to lift the right foot and circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Feet together. We're just going to have the hands just above the knees, bending and straightening. So bending, keep the heels down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we're going to do circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Coming up. Hip width apart with the feet. We're going to circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Back to center, soften the knees. Now, this is really important. So, knee problems can occur if the feet are not supporting the body correctly. So, the first things we want to do is just make sure that the big toes are pressing the floor. Now, if you don't press, if I relax my toes, you see how my knees go in. So I want to, as I press my toe, it just helps the outsides of the heels take some of the weight. And then the arch can lift. And as the arch lifts, it supports the inner ankle and the inner knee so that the knee, when it bends, it faces forward rather than collapsing inwards, which causes pressure on the inside of the knee. So we're pressing the big toes, we're allowing the outside of the heels to take some weight, and then we're softening the knee. And then we're going to swing the arms. Now, the front hand touches, I'll show you a little bit higher. Look. So now you've got the leg knee position. And then so you swing, front hand touches the front shoulder and the back hand wraps around the waist. Just swinging sideways. Look behind now. 1, 2. Keep the hips steady. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? Interlace the fingers. Let the fingers face down. Interlace the fingers. Pull the hands up and let the elbows come together. So I'm just coming down so you get a better vision. And then circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Press the hands on the thighs. Push. Keep the body straight. Keep the body straight. And circle the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Back to center. Just make your right arm really heavy. So just let the arm be heavy and take your hand. Just gently release the head to the left. So your right arm is heavy, down, straight. Release, release, release. And switch. Heavy. And release. Now, the most important thing is that you feel that your body weight is distributed between the hands equally and the knees equally. So just find the center point so that you feel that the hand, the four corners of the hand, the palm are taking some weight. And then just lengthen the arms, press the knees, and as you inhale, look up and let the tailbone lift. On the exhale, press the hands and the knees and look in towards the navel. Inhale, let the tailbone lift, look up. Looking up, press down in the hands. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now tuck the toes under coming into downward facing dog. And just press the arms towards the hands and then pull the upper arm into the shoulder socket. Look at the knees, make sure that the knees are facing straight ahead in line with the toes. So think about the big toes pressing. If the foot is flat, think about the outside of the heel pressing. If the heels are not down yet, then just bend the right knee so that the left heel touches the floor. Bend the left knee so that the right heel touches the floor. And switch nice and slowly. Bend the right knee. Bend the left knee. Keep the arms active. And switch. And switch. Then just come down into child's pose, point the toes away. Take the forehead to the floor or onto the back of the hands, or just make fists one on top of the other so that the forehead can rest. Watch the breath coming in through the nostrils. Watch the breath leaving through both nostrils. And every time the exhale happens, think about the tailbone and the crown of the head moving in opposite directions. And then coming up, tucking the toes under and sitting back on the heels. Now, in the beginning, it's not so easy to tuck the toes under. So just have the hands on the floor and slowly use the hands to press the body weight towards the heels. Try and look a little bit forward, press the elbows down into the hands. Slowly opening the toes, which connect to the internal organs. If you can, you come up so that your shoulders are over the hips. When it gets a little bit uncomfortable, hold it for another second before releasing, hands coming on the floor. And if you can, just staying in that position, pressing the sitting bones in the direction of the knees. And as you press the sitting bones in the direction of the knees, you just make sure that the lower front ribs stay pointing towards the body, not outwards. Stack the head on top of the spine. And then release. Coming up to standing. Standing forward bend, doesn't matter if the legs are not straight. So we start with the knees bent. Most important here, so if you've got blocks, you can have hands on blocks to give you more support. I've got my knees very heavily bent right now because I'm looking not so much for straightening the leg as finding the weight falling evenly on the feet to support my legs and the rest of the structure. So look at your feet, press the big toe, let the outside of the heels come to the floor, look forwards, and then if you need to, in order to come up, take the hands onto the knees and bring yourself to standing. We're going to come into baby tree. So with baby tree, I have my left foot facing 12 o'clock. Ball of the right foot presses down on the inside of the other foot, and the heel touches just above the ankle, like so. Now, as I press down in my right big toe, my left hip moves in. And then that standing leg is straight, hip over knee over ankle, palms in prayer position. Keep pressing down in the ball of the right foot. Palms in prayer position at the chest. Try and make length in the standing leg. Pressing, pressing, pressing. Release the hands and switch. Right foot, 12 o'clock. Ball of the left foot. Heel resting above the ankle. Press down in the ball of the foot so that the right hip is in alignment with its leg. Feel the weight even on the standing foot. Feel some weight in the ball of the left foot. Try and bring the weight of the rest of the body in alignment. So think shoulders over hips, ears in line with the shoulders. Focus on the standing leg. Where is the weight of the body falling? See if you can change the position, if necessary, changing the position of the upper body so that the weight drops into the base evenly. Not too much forward, not too much back. And then release. What happens when you use the neck correctly? So you've got the feet now facing forward. This area, it's really important to make sure that if the knees lock generally, what happens is we stand like this and there's too much weight on the balls of the feet or the toes, and then there's a lot of weight dropping into the lower back. So if this happens, we need to soften the knee, so bending the knee a little bit and then taking the weight a little bit to the heel. And as you take the weight to the heel, you want to try and drop the sitting bones so that the navel rests back. As the navel rests back rather than sticking out or the tailbone sticking out, you get more length in the lower back. Can take your hands to the lower front ribs and just gently stop them from protruding. So just gently escort them into the body so that when you breathe, you keep length in the back here. So you're trying to make the front body a little bit shorter, and as you shorten the front body, the lower back region will lengthen. And then the most important is stacking the head on top of the spine. So ears in line with shoulders. So sometimes we drop the head like this, but we want to try and stack the head on top of the spine, bring the ears in line with the shoulders, and then think of the base of the skull lifting. And as we lift the base of the skull, the chin just releases in a little bit. And as we release the chin in, this area is supporting. It's working to hold the body upright. So we're just going to stand with the knees a little bit bent, palms in prayer position at the chest, ears back in line with the shoulders, thinking of the tailbone pointing to the floor. So it's not tucking under, it's just pointing to the floor. Is the weight even on the left foot and the right foot? Is one foot taking more weight than the other? If so, just see what happens when you move your upper body a little bit. Where does the weight shift? Base of the skull stays long. And then you can take the hands in prayer position and just sit them on top of the head. So now the weight of the hands is something that the crown of the head can press against. And this will give you length in the spine. And release. Facing forwards, feet together. Interlace the fingers, take the arms up. Inhale. To the left, exhale. Inhale. To the right, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more on either side. Come up, inhale. Hello, Poppy. Exhale. Inhale, last one. Exhale. Come up, inhale. Release, exhale. Taking the feet wide. Bending the knees. So we're bending the knees just to get the hands on the floor. If necessary, you keep the knees bent. Make sure that the heels are down. Inhale. Think of length on the spine as you exhale. Press the feet. Inhale. Lengthen the spine on the exhale. One more. Inhaling. Lengthen with the exhale. Now we're going to take the hands onto the ankles. We're going to turn the toes out 45 degrees. We're just going to bend the right knee and look at the left. So I'm bending the right knee a little bit, looking at my left foot. Come up. Bending the left knee, looking at my right foot. Come up. And bend and turn. Come up and bend and turn. Keeping the foot down, so don't let the foot lift. So now some of you might be able to go a little bit lower. Come up, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come up, inhale back to center. And exhale, folding in. But keep the knees, stop the knees from collapsing by pressing the outsides of the feet down. Some of you may have hands on blocks, no problem. And then come up, going into downward facing dog. Downward dog. Look at the hands, lengthen. So press the elbows into the hands, let the upper arm be long, let the chin release into the throat. and release. Coming down, knees wide, toes touching. Sitting back in the frog, Mandukasana. Now, sometimes the feet hurt at the back here. If they hurt, what you want to do is you want to roll up a blanket or a mat and you just put it where the foot meets the shin, and that will give you a little bit more space. You can also sit on a block. That just helps to keep the position from collapsing. Fingers pressing the knees, knees pressing into the fingers. Ears stacked on top of the spine. And just follow the breath in, follow the breath out. And release, bringing the feet forward. Heels now, you press the heels down so that, and the toes are up. Yeah, and now you're just going to lean over the legs like this, holding one wrist and just looking in towards the navel. Just letting the breath move into the back. So look at what's easier at the moment. Is it easier to inhale or easier to exhale? As you look in, you're basically doing a forward bend now. The back of the body is lengthening. As you pull the chin in, the back of the neck is long. Your gaze is moving inwards. And you just focus on the inhale and the exhale, noticing the differences between the two. As you get more used to this position, you can take the hands under the knees, hold one wrist, and look in a little bit more. And as you get even more used to the position, some of you may be able to bring the fingers up behind the ears and just take hold, just touching behind the ears. And release. We're just going to finish in a tabletop, so take the hands by the hips, place the feet on the floor, and press down in the hands and the feet so that the hip lifts, looking towards the knees right now. Check that the knees are facing forward. Press down in the hands, press down in the feet, and release. Lying back. If there's a lower back sensitivity, then when you lie back, most important thing to do here is to pull the chin to the throat while letting the back of the neck become long. So you might want to lift the head as you pull the chin in, release the head, and then keep the knees together touching as you press the feet down into the floor, just to let the lower back drop. If the lower back is really acute, then you can place your feet on a chair, rest them on a chair or a bed or a sofa, and that way you will get length in the lower back. Now, if there's no problem in the lower back, you can straighten the legs and just do final relaxation. letting the eyes rest in their sockets, letting the tongue soften and widen, following the breath as it comes in through the nostrils and as it leaves the nostrils, using that rhythm to just soften the muscles and let them loosen their grip of the bone. Inhaling through both nostrils, exhaling, loosening the grip of the muscle against the bone. Letting the bones just be completely accepted by the weight, the floor. And any pockets of tension that you may be feeling, just take your attention there, and as you exhale, allow that area to release. As you exhale, just allow that area with your mind release a little bit more. You can stay here as long as you like. And when you're ready to come up, you just roll over to the right side, rest on the right side momentarily. Use the left hand to push yourself to sitting. Keep the eyes closed. Let everything adjust to a sitting position. Then bring the palms together at the chest. Inhale, let the chest lift, and as you exhale, release the head. I hope you feel better.